welcome back. So today we're going to work on part 2 of profit sharing 2.0. So last day we said that we had to build everything in 3D view and release privately so that this works the right way. And we also have to do more stuff like turning on or off the edge mode and having email support removed and signal provider support removed. Okay, so I'm going to work first on adding edge mode and ignore contract check to the library. Oh, yeah, I think I'm going to remove email support first, and then we will see, because I like more this. So let's check if there's anything left here to modify, to commit. Okay, so depending on the alert type, these Zignaly separators have some values or another ones. So sig sep, sig quote, and sig equals should have these values everywhere, and this is used everywhere. So first of all, we are going to remove all of the calls to get Zignaly separators. Okay, because we won't need them anymore, because we are not going to use them. Okay. Let's remove this. Once again, let's remove this because this is not needed at all. So alert type is going to be ignored. We won't remove it, but this is going to be ignored. Later on, we might remove it altogether because it's one thing that it's not needed. Okay, so now we only have the function which we will have to remove from here. But first of all, we need to rename all of this. So I'm going to use this. So I'm going to rename above, but I'm going to use down. Going to check stuff down. So 6 sep means that there's a separation, so this needs to be like this. So this is what we're going to replace, and then later on we will see what the hell do we do with all of this, because I think we can have all of this a bit better than just having this in this way. So basically we just replace everywhere where 6sep is found. And this is going to be easier to understand if you want to hack the library to do your own stuff. This is going to be easier. In any case, we will check the hit diff to know if this needs to be fixed or not. Okay. Apparently this is found in many places. Wait a moment. Yeah, we don't want to replace this last one. So now we have replaced all of the 6sep so that it has a comma. And now we're going to replace sigquote so that it has double quote. But this needs to be inside quotes. Okay, this is going to be needed in many places. Let's go fast because there's no reason for not doing this. I mean, it should go back to the start. It should loop back to the start and then. So we could mix this stuff together, but I'm not sure if it's worth it. Okay, let me check. Signal provider. Yeah, I mean. We will also remove signal provider. This happens too many times. I should use complete word instead of just. Okay, so this last one we don't want to be replaced. So the next thing that we want to replace as a complete word is sig equals. And this means sig equals should use colon, if I'm not mistaken. So let's replace all of this. Every place you have it. And we undo the last change in such a way that we have managed to replace 6sep, sigquote, and sig equals. So we no longer need this function. So we are going to remove it. Okay. And then the other thing that you need is to work with here. I mean, so first of all, we have the copy trader thing. Okay, sorry, the webhook alert type. What's the thing? The name was alert type. Okay, this means email or not. Okay, so here, I didn't know we had this. So here what we want to do is just return the complete message without anything to do with what's the name, with alert type. So let's search for alert type, see if it's used somewhere else. Get message with key. Okay, so we won't need that as far as I'm concerned. Not sure if we are looping. Yeah, I'm checking to see if I see anything. Other type. Yeah, I think we can ignore all of this. So we have this function. Wait, we have this function that the name is, what's the name? Get message with key, which has this string alert type, which we no longer use because it's not needed. So this function is called many places, all with the same syntax, which is this one. Okay, so we're going to replace it in such a way that we are going not to use other type. So this should be okay. Let's say that this is plain text. So this is found in 8 places. Then what we need to do is to modify the function so that it doesn't get other type as an input. So then we have plenty of functions where alert type is given as an input, but we use it. But if we don't use it, we just ignore it, and that's the idea. Okay. So now we should now have the Zignaly separators, which were dependent on alert type, and every one of them has been replaced with something, with some what's the name, with some strings. And then we have managed to remove alert type from get message with key, and everywhere where it was used, we no longer use alert type. So let's add this, and let's say that removed alert type parameter. Okay. So another thing that we are going to do is to work with these new strings that we have managed to put together, which are those ones. Okay. So this is a bit noisy, a bit. I mean, we can put it this way, but we can also choose to make this code a bit better to understand. So what we want to do is just mix all the things in one place. So what we want to have between the single quotes is double quotes and a colon, if I'm not mistaken about this name. And we just say replace. So now we have this thing that says it change points and whatever, and then you have this so that you've got the text next. And the other thing we want to replace is this one, which is with a comma. So it's more or less the same thing, but instead of having a colon, we have a comma. So here it is. So now this should be easier to understand. So you have the quote, the text that goes inside, and then you know that you have this stuff here. So it's easier to read. And yeah, I'm not sure if there's more stuff that it's worth mentioning. Let's say if there's anything else to be replaced. Otherwise, you have this here, but I mean, okay, we have the signal provider. We have to remove that also. And now this should be easier to understand, even if here it's changing its color, not so white. Okay. So let's save this a bit. And so this should be some common strings were simplified. Some come from alerts, from signals were simplified. Okay. So what more do we want to do? We want to remove signal provider. So email support, which we have removed it. And we also want to remove signal provider support. I mean, at least we want to ignore it. So signal provider, I do not remember. Provider type. Okay, so provider type is used in many places, and or maybe not. So let's search for it, see if it's actually used in many places or not. So we have this stuff in 500 line. Then we have it again, and we have it again. Okay. And this is the same thing. Wait a moment. Here we don't have the asking for the NA to be NA. Okay. Once again, it's here. Yeah, I mean, so this means that you don't have position size quote. which is the way of specifying how much do you want from this. Okay, update short entry. Yeah, it seems that we're going to have to remove this many places. So basically, you want to remove this line. You want to remove all of the stuff related to signal provider, and this should be on the left. And finally, wait a moment. Yeah, what you want to do is to put this here, because this is no longer so not sure. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. So not sure if this is not sure if this is in the right place. Let's undo all of this. One moment. Okay, so now we have this, which should not have any difference here. Nice. So 1 2 3 4 5. So there should be 5 spaces here. So that means that I should take this with me. And now I should have 5 spaces. 1 2 3 4 5. And I do not have them. Why? I am not sure. The way of fixing this is the way of fixing this. So we should remove this, and this should be the right thing to do here. Now we can remove all of this. So apparently this code is found in many functions, but it's always the same one. I mean, it's always a bit different, and that's why you can not use a function, because this is long entry, and I guess that somewhere you need something different for short entry and so on. Although I have my, so this is short entry. And short entry doesn't seem to be as different as this. Anyway, do you think that we can match somewhere down here? Long, common, other message. Yeah, this is different, long and short. Yeah, let's not mess with this. Although we could do a function so that it's more easier, but I prefer this to be easier to understand than anything else. So we will keep it this way. So we remove signal provider, we remove this conditional, and we put everything to the left. And now we should remove 3 here so that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so that it's the same line. So let's copy here, let's copy here, let's remove this. So we will have to do this, the same exact thing for all of the places where this is found. So here, for instance. So we remove signal provider. That's right. We remove this conditional line. And then we go to the left. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We are lucky this is only once that we have to do it. And this should be here so that we don't need to set 2 different lines for doing the same thing. Nice. Let's do another one. So here we remove signal provider, we remove the conditional, we put everything to the left, and we remove 3. So yeah, we are done. So let's take a look for the next one. Let me see. Other type. So this might be the reverse. No, this exit. Okay. Only exiting. You exit the same way if you are a signal provider or not. Okay, so now let's remove this and like this. So we remove this conditional and we don't care if it's one thing or the other one because this new parameter is not going to be used at all. Okay, and now we should be able to copy and paste this here. And yeah, Let's continue. So now we can remove this conditional line. We can put everything to the left and remove these 3 chars so that this is well done. And we are done also here. So there shouldn't be too many, yeah, because we were on the bottom. So now we're going to check if what we have done is more or less the right thing to do. I mean, we should always have something similar. So this one doesn't seem, well, I mean, yeah, the first one, yeah. So far, okay, so we need to check that there are five letters, so wait a moment. Yeah, so it should be under the G always. When you get to the green letters, which are the added lines, it needs to be under the G. Message. Okay, so there are some places where the code is, wait, this one is wrong. And this is, I mean, it's not wrong per se, but 529. Let's write it. So 529 or something. Here it is. So this, we have all of them are the same way here. So now we should have everything in place. So G and set down. That's right. G set. G set. Okay, so I like it. And so this is going to be what the hell is this? Signal provider type parameter is now ignored. Now it works. Why is this is in red? Now it works as what's the name? Copy trailer. Profit sharing always. Either type. Okay. So what we're going to do is to check if we need anything else to do. So we have removed signal provider. We could test everything on TradingView, and yeah, we need to add edge mode and also ignore open contract check settings to this. So by default false, by default false. Okay, so edge mode and ignore open contract check. So let's see edge mode. Yeah, let's see if this is easy to implement or not, because I'm not sure. We could also check how many lines do we have less than before. Wait a moment, get Zignaly per. Okay, so now we're going to do something. Yeah, we want to add these new settings, which are edge mode. So this is a boolean, and it should work similar to something that similar to multiply by leverage. So it should be the same thing. So multiply by leverage is used everywhere. Then wait a moment. This is used everywhere. Then here we get this get Zignaly commonality message, and thanks to multiply by leverage, you have true or false in the final message. So this is what we want to replace. So the easiest way of doing this is just having this here and replacing it in such a way that this is an append. And so this is edge mode. Let's see, what's the exact name? Edge mode. And this margin mode, I think I will add margin mode too, because that's one thing that you might want to have. So let me see. Yeah, so we just we're going to go on full mode. And wait, is there a space here? Why? Yeah, because that's the way. So this should be false. Then we have where is it? Wait, this is not the right place where to put here, to put this. So we have edge mode. It's on the database, but it doesn't have any function. We also have ignore open contract check, which we want to set to false. And we also have margin mode, which I'm going to use it to add here. And this is going to be Marching mode. Wait a moment. Marching mode, probably it's going to be set to an string, either cross or isolated. So not sure if it's worth it, but I mean, we are here, so let's add this as a string, and this should be, oh, wait a moment. Yeah, this is not right. So we should have multiply by leverage equal NA every place. Yeah, that's right. So that's the ones. That's what we want to replace. We want everything to be NA, as it's not defined. So we have the marching mode, which should be which I guess it's going to be a string, so that this way this is already in place and I don't have to add it. So if I'm not mistaken, I should be able to do this, and 12 places this has been replaced. Let's take a look everywhere where it has been replaced, just in case we see something that it's not right. Where is it? So every place where there's a function where you define stuff, there are these new settings, which now that I think I need to set them up here, because otherwise I think that this does not work properly. Okay, nice. So let's work on the logic here. So here we want the final default values, which I'm going to put here. So here we want multiply by leverage. We also want edge mode. So edge mode should be false by default. Ignore open contract check should be false by default. And marching mode should be what marching mode should be cross. That's right. So first of all, we are going to work with edge mode, which should be quite easy to do. So we should be able to do the same thing that we have here, which is just use this. And so what we want to do is to replace multiply by leverage with edge mode. So let's use this and replace it with edge mode. So we need to replace all of this so that it makes sense. Nice. So the next thing is ignore open contract check. So it should be the same thing. So let's copy and paste all of this again here. And yeah, so now we want to replace with something else, which is ignore open contract check. And so here, where is it? here we want to replace this. And this is nice. Nice. So the next thing we want to do is to work with margin mode, which is in a string. So we don't need to do anything because this is going to be set to cross if it's not the case. Anyway, the way we do it properly is just put in the code here, just in case this is not right. So instead of exchange, what we want to replace is margin mode. Okay, so let's replace exchange and use margin mode, which I have properly written here. So let's do it. And Zignaly, okay. Zignaly, it's this is not the default, so the default should be cross if there's nothing used here. Okay. So now we should be able to add some more stuff to what we already had. So this, when you add the stuff, is with a comma. And so what you want to do is to add the comma. Wait a moment. Leverage str. Yeah, I'm going to add this to the left so that I don't have to. Wait a moment. Leverage str. Yeah, I don't want to mess up with the end here. So what I want to do is do something like this. So I used comma, and the last thing that I use is another comma to enter the new parameter. So wait a moment. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? So we have a plus here, and we have the comma. And if we paste, we should have everything in place. So let's check. So leverage str, we end here, and then we start a new one. That's not right. Let's undo this a bit. So far we should have some changes that we have done about having all of these parameters as NA. Let's see if I can, yeah. It's here. By the way, this edge mode has a space. This is not right. I mean, doesn't matter, but we don't want it that way. So let's fix this in a moment. So edge mode. So this should be replaced with the same thing, but with only one space. Nice. So now we can focus again in the message. Yeah, we could also write this message in several lines so that it's easier to understand, because otherwise this is a bit confusing, to say the least. Yeah, I think we could do something like just what we have done before, which is having 5 spaces. Okay. So the way this works is that you have 5 spaces, and then you can use these 5 spaces. So what you want is the commas at the end, so that you know that you end. And this is the last one that we end. We do not end with a comma. That's the thing. So the way of dealing with this is to end everything with a single quote, because that way you can always end there. So the way that I see it is that this little bit at the end, it's going to be like this, okay? And so if you replace it everywhere, you get this, and you get this. Wait a moment. And you get you get this. So this last one doesn't need another continuation, so we remove it, and all of them needs the continuation, but this can be on the next line. So this is what we are doing here. We add this to the next line so that it's in the right place. This is the highlighting, it's going nuts because it doesn't understand that the single quote is the right thing to have here. So now we have everything in place, and now it's a bit easier to understand. So if I want to add anything, I will just have these lines. That's it. It's easier. I mean, it's somewhat easier to understand what we are doing here. So let's go. So now we should be able to use edge mode. So we have edge mode without B. I mean, yeah, we just replace this here and we replace this here. Edge mode. Nice. The next thing we do is to use also ignore open contract. Okay, so we are going to use it here and also here. And finally, we should be using the leverage part. So the leverage part is up here, and so this is a string directly. This is not something else. So I think it's better to use it this way. So this is the margin mode. Okay, so margin mode is margin mode str. This is not margin mode str. Apparently, yeah, that's not needed. So this is p margin mode. So this should work the same thing as change. So sorry. Let's work with this too. Wait. Yes, it's the same thing, isn't it? Margin mode. This stuff. And we have one. Wait. This was not right. Now this is right. So yeah, so this is the same thing as PS change. So here we are going to use p margin mode, which is the one that has string. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wait a moment. String open. Yeah, this is string. And then we have this as a boolean. Wait a moment. This should be a boolean. And that's it. I guess that the rest of... No. Oh my god. So let's remove this. Wait, no. So this is a boolean. We need to specify it. Okay, so we have 12 replacements. So that's nice. So now we have we should have ended here. So we have the edge mode, the ignore contract check setting, and the margin mode. So this is right. Nice. And yeah, I mean, we have finished, but let's write down new parameters should be added to the function description help sections. Okay, so this is this param should be added and should be commented. So this is param. This is something that needs to be that we will have to do in the next margin mode cross by default. Sorry. So this is something that we will have to do the next day. So I'm going to show you a video and we will end the stream.
Disclaimer, and Zignaly all of the profit and none of the work, best alongside the top digital asset monitors and fans. If you use my link and that pass it at least 100 USDT, or more to any profit-sharing services, you will be rewarded with $20 worth of non-withdrawable C coins that can be used for paying Zignaly CC's fees.
So I have forgotten to save all of this. Yeah, so let's add this, let's publish this, and so this is let's see, edge mode, ignore open parameters were added, and this is, yeah, so now I should be able to push this, and in the video description, if I'm not mistaken, we already have the URL in order to use this, so we are fine. So we end the stream here. Thank you for watching this video.